Well, I know a jinx when I hear one. Between the global pandemic and civil unrest and political decay and social uprisings, and me being the same age or slightly older than several United States presidents were when they died, I figured this has got a decent chance of doubling as my actual eulogy.
We killed a bear, caught lots of fish.
I'm here because free donuts and coffee. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for a very special occasion. To celebrate the life of Travis Holt, a man who verged on greatness. By which I mean, he was always on the verge of getting off his butt and starting something which, if done right, could have resulted in greatness. As his wife, who somehow managed to survive him, would be apt to say, when Travis put his mind to something, really put 100% of his effort behind it and didn't let things distract him, that was really something I would have liked to have seen just one damn time. Speaking of family, the family has asked me to extend their heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Jesse James Best. He was the only available pallbearer, and this will also, thank you, Jesse. This will also explain the earlier alarming crash and thud as the casket was flipped end over end down the aisle. Travis had 198 unread books in his possession, a kind of $3,000 tribute to the sort of man that he wanted to be, namely, someone who would have read all of those books. One of his most prized books was one called Chainsaw Lumber Making, the Timber Frame Retirement Home. He always kept that book prominently placed in his 700 square foot, 70-year-old ranch house. Travis was renowned in his younger years as being able to verbally displace any female attention. As he said to his first girlfriend when she indicated an interest in how big he was, "It's big enough to pee with, and that's all I need it for." A few years later, when a young lady asked if she should remove her blouse, Travis said, "I would like that very much, but I'm worried that soon you'll meet somebody that makes you wish you hadn't done that with me." She agreed with him. A few years later, when somebody finally interceded and said that she was willing to take his virginity, Travis responded with the classic, "I'm saving myself for a committed relationship." Stupid man! Sorry about that. Jesse, could you put him back in the thing? Thank you. Eventually, Travis did develop social skills, although in later years, he sometimes found it necessary in order to make new friends to offer things like free donuts and coffee. It was a beautiful day when Travis found out that he was dying. He woke up, it was sunny out, he went for a car ride. Windows down, music turned up, shirt unbuttoned, chest hair fluttering out the window like the tail of a kite. Travis always enjoyed irony, and I like to think he would have appreciated the fact that he got COVID-19 during an argument with an anti-masker friend who also believed that the monogamy habits of the emperor penguin were a clear indication that God intended for mankind to also be monogamous. Now, Travis was usually smart enough to walk away from a conversation like that, but in this particular incident, his friend added that they didn't feel the science was there to support the wearing of masks. So, in a Pavlovian and incidentally fatal reaction, Travis stayed around for the argument and said, "So if I understand you correctly, your argument is that you trust a team of scientists to traipse around the Antarctic for 15 to 20 years, as is the life expectancy of that particular flightless bird, making sure that Bob and Mary Sue Penguin never sought comfort or validation in the arms of any other penguins. But when that particular team of scientists got back into a climate-controlled lab with espresso machines and ergonomic chairs, they suddenly lost the professional integrity necessary to figure out whether water vapors can transmit better or less well through a layer of cloth. Not surprisingly, that friend is not especially sad that Travis has passed on. If Travis could be here today to say one last thing to us, I like to think that he would say, after he finished explaining that we shouldn't have sex with him, I like to think that he would say, smile when you think of me, laugh when you remember my silliness. Or maybe he would say to you, like he did to me, when he called me up the day that he died and said, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I thought of a great joke about a bacon salesman haggling with a rabbi over the price of a frying pan. So now I get to spend the rest of my life trying to reverse engineer a joke that was probably offensive and almost certainly not very funny. But I do know that Travis wouldn't want any of us to lose any sleep over his passing. He wouldn't want us to lose any sleep.